turn him down a little bit. But yeah,
I
how's
keep
this?
saying that.
I'll fix it in post.
I'll fix him. We are live,
The green
just so you
screen.
know.
Oh, we are. Oh, that's
We
lovely.
are, but
Okay,
we're
well,
not recording yet. This is just the fancy.
okay. Well,
The
I'll
pre-show.
hit the
Sure.
record button just
This
so
is the
we're
cold open.
Just so we
just so
can
the audio is ready
do
to
the
go,
pre-show.
and
We have
whenever
0
you guys are
viewers.
ready.
I could see us viewing. This is crap. Yeah, I see it. Thank you.
Oh shit! Echo.
What
Okay,
echo?
I can't look at that. Otherwise, it's gonna trip me out.
You should
Oh,
not have
listening to yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. It's gonna freak you out.
It says we're live.
Yeah, we
We are
absolutely
live.
are.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
then why don't we?
whenever you guys are good.
Are you recording?
He is.
Zencaster?
Welcome to the CGM
Okay,
Pixels
we're
and
good
Ink
then.
pre-show.
I can see.
And now with the cold open out of the way. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 377 of Pixels and Ink, the official podcast of CG Magazine, where we take a critical eye to gaming, comics, tech, and media. I'm your host today, Chris DeHoog, and I'm joined by our editor-in-chief, Brendan Fry,
Hello there.
Jordan Biordi,
That's me hitting my mic.
causing all the problems already, and Dayna Eileen.
That's me. Hello.
And for those of you watching us on Twitch right now, welcome to our first experimental live feed. Trying something out here. So, welcome.
It's nice to finally put a face to the voice.
Dun dun.
Yeah.
My face
Yeah, we're
involved a
getting-
lot of makeup, though.
Well, it's beautiful.
Does it work? I mean, I tried my best.
You look beautiful. It's some
Thank
sweet
you.
pancake.
Thank you. Pasty white face. Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
lovely. It's a face of tech, baby. So, anyways, it's our first episode of the year, and much like we talked about our game of the year last week on our audio only edition, we thought we'd lead off with some of our best of tech stuff from last year. We've been running a bunch of articles on cgmagonline.com where you can view all the categories that we broke our best of awards down into. But I thought we'd take the chance to talk about some of them live here on the air. So the first category we were looking at was actually gaming laptops.
Ooh.
Now, Dayna, you kind of spearheaded this whole project. With all your blood, sweat, and tears on this one.
There were lots of tears. So many tears. I reformatted these lists so many times, and kept having to go and redo them, only because of myself. I was like, but maybe I should add this, because I hate myself, apparently. Yeah, I did. There's a nice variety in all the lists. It was pretty exciting stuff, and I hope we get to check out a lot of new brands this year, because there's definitely some categories that are swept by some companies. The laptop list specifically, Brendan got to check out a good chunk of them. I think Brendan checked out 2 of them of the 5.
That sounds accurate.
That sounds about right. But our winner for laptop was the MSI GE76 Raider from Zuby. Yeah.
Sounds fancy.
And there's a lot of capitals in this, so I'm going to fix that later. But yeah, what he says about it is it can easily handle heavy work and gaming sessions, making an ideal desktop replacement, or at the very least, a dedicated gaming machine. So, go MSI. Woo.
And coincidentally, like the most expensive one on this list, actually. By a
Well,
good margin.
that would make sense, I guess. Then I'm glad
So,
it
yeah.
won. Glad it was worth it.
That just goes to show you capitalism works.
We did it.
Yes, exactly.
Mm.
Sheer
We did
power
it.
of the components alone catapults it to the top of the list.
Dun dun.
No, yeah, these all sound fantastic, and since we're going back to like online learning, and I have to deal with my like laptops more often
Mhm.
with my kid. Yeah, I can definitely see the appeal of having this much power under the hood. I spent 15 minutes waiting for my wife's laptop to boot up today, so my kid could spend 5 minutes doing something on asynchronous learning. So
Yeah.
Nice.
laptops
That
are a
sounds
good
amazing.
investment in this day and age as we move into more lockdowns, unfortunately.
They
Mhm.
are.
But to avoid jumping too deep into that downer pool,
Dun dun.
our second category was actually gaming keyboards, where Brendan, you got to review the winner, the Razer Huntsman V2 keyboard.
Yeah, I think Razer really kind of found its own with their analog switches. They feel great. They have a great tactile response, and they just look cool. I'm a big fan of the Razer design and keyboards, and I find them really easy to work with. So I think they're doing great things with the Huntsman range.
Yeah, they're my default. Like
Mhm.
that is what I fall back on. I feel really far away when I lean back in my chair. Sorry, this is distracting. I think I covered a baby Razer keyboard. The Black Widow V3 Mini
Mhm.
Hyperspeed on that list. That was one of my early projects with CGM, and it needed a number pad, but other than that, it was great. Good time.
I was gonna say there's a lot of contenders this year that are like TKL, like the 10K less versions, and I can't.
Chris, you and I have
I
had
can't.
that conversation. We have reached out to
Yeah.
companies about that conversation.
Mm.
Like
So
it is a prominent trend though. Apparently, like apparently there's a lot of people out there using these TKLs, but I need my number pad still, and I
I
will
do too.
die on this hill.
Like that's why I don't do a lot of my work on laptops because I require it. Hi progenitor, he's saying hi guys.
Hey, progenitor.
I don't know.
Hello.
How are we doing this?
What up?
How are we podcasting with this? Should I not do that? I don't know the rules.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. Cool. Great. Continue. Yeah, no, Chris and I reached out to a company and was like, hey, are normal size keyboards a thing anymore? Anybody? Anybody at
Yeah.
all?
You guys still do that? Because I've got big hands and I use a number pad a lot. So
I don't have
you
big
got any
hands,
for
but
me?
I like keyboard codes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I need my M dash.
Yeah, the M dash is like for us in journalism. That's like I couldn't do that without the numpad. I would drive myself nuts. But
I copy and paste it in what I need it. So
He does, and that's even with a numpad, so.
yeah.
oh, heathen.
Yeah,
Do they not?
right?
But did those keyboards not work with like?
No.
I guess they don't have the like Microsoft Access kind of thing because there's like the Surface Book has like a little like panel you can open up with like the if you press the Windows button and the period at the same time, it opens up like an emoji window and you can access all your various punctuation and accented letters and whatnot. And it's
Accent
I mean
zoo.
it's like a pain in the ass when you have to do it every single time, but
Yeah.
like it's still definitely I don't know more convenient to me than having to hold like Control Alt and then like a number
A
sequence.
number.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
Like, goddamn Encino man, what is this?
Encino Man reference in 2022.
I like it.
Hey,
I
man.
like it. Oh, I just
That's
left this
that's
on
what I wanna
Brendan's face
see.
for so long.
Ooh.
I've been switching your camera, and I was just pointing at Brendan for way too long. I just abandoned it. He loves that. He loves it.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, that's not
he's the
true.
most model-esque of all of us, I would say.
He's the
The
face.
oldest of all of you.
He's the face. Yeah, but you look like a baby. I'm a mom. I look old all the time.
He's the face,
The face.
and
Can we
Chris
only
is
call
the
him that? from now on?
brains.
Am I?
I'm just here. I'm just bossy.
I'm the meat,
You're the meat?
That's gross. I don't
Okay.
like anything
and
about that.
Dana's the girl.
I'm the girl.
Uh,
Hey.
let's get dumb.
I'm kind of glad we didn't leave with a token on that one. Anyways,
Let's be honest.
moving on with our
Let's be
best of
honest.
categories. The next one was our best of wired mouse, and actually this is one that I reviewed and am currently using if I can get my cord out. But the SteelSeries Rival 5.
Mm.
This was something they marketed as a all genre mouse.
Hmm?
And that was something I didn't really appreciate until I was actually using it. Like I figured, like a gaming mouse is a gaming mouse, right? Like you can use
Right.
it for anything if you want to.
Yeah.
No, this really is one of the most like versatile mice I've like ever used, and it's become my daily standard. Yeah, really nice design. I can't. My cord's too short to like actually with my desk
That's
the way it's
fair.
set up to actually throw it on screen here. But there's extra buttons that are like not obtrusive but are useful. I had to like kind of train myself to use
Does the
them
rival
properly.
is the rival have tactile feedback, or is that the Sensei or whatever one?
It might be the Sensei.
Okay.
Can't remember offhand if it has that or not, but it's got like there's like your forward and back button plus like a bigger thumb
Mhm.
button, and this kind of like interesting bar over the back and forward button that you can use as a toggle up or down.
That's good.
So like in Final Fantasy 14, for instance, I have that set to like summon my mount, so it's just like something that's not
Oh, very cool.
something that's not obtrusive, but like something that I use often enough to kind of warrant having a separate key, separate mouse input. So yeah, I can heartily recommend that from SteelSeries, our actual brand of the year
Mhm.
winner as well.
They've been doing well.
They kick a butt. These may or may not be the swept categories between SteelSeries and Razer. Spoiler alert. We're changing that. I'm in the middle of reviewing a new brand, so new things are coming. New
Well,
things.
there was some the Razer and SteelSeries have a strong showing with our reviewers in
They do.
the like peripheral,
Yeah.
the input
Mhm.
categories. But as we move on, there are some other ones. In fact, well, the next category is
Don't
actually
say Steel
wireless
Series
mouse.
again.
Next
Mm.
series is wireless mouse, which was a Razer from Dayna's review of the Orochi V2.
Yep.
Which I have talked about. Wait, I've got it close. It's close. It's close. See, this camera thing is fun, guys. I can do tricks and whatnot.
Get to show people.
Unless I left it on Brendan's face again. Hold on, let's find out.
No, Brendan's gone.
There we go.
Walked
Peaced
away.
out.
Forgot where I camera walked away.
You pissed him off. He's gone now.
I got it.
This is weird. Yes, Chris, we did
I
it.
got it.
We did it. Welcome back, Brendan. What just happened?
We're all showing off
Hi.
our fancy LEDs.
Did you forget?
Yeah.
'Kay,
That's all you
so-
can see is the LEDs.
This is the Orochi. I love it. It's great. It's teeny. This is it next to the Viper, I believe. Okay, that was my fun for the day. Yeah, no, I love the Orochi. It's like my go-to. It comes with me everywhere I go. I thought I was gonna hate it because it's really teeny and it's white. And I thought it'd get really gross really quick, and it didn't, and I love it. So there, it's part of me.
Very cool.
Noise.
I
Yeah,
thought it would get gross, but it didn't. So I love it.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
worked
that's
out.
what
It's-
I manage everything on.
No, the cool thing about it, like, it can take a AA or a AAA battery, which changes the weights. Oh, what's Jordan got? Is it fancy?
Logitech,
Yes.
$5 at Walmart.
Really?
Inferiority complex.
What am I using? I'm using the G9000.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, this is got your
Thousand?
standard 2 buttons and a
900,
mouse
G900.
wheel.
Just everybody hold
and,
up your mouse. Mine's pink. Look how pink it is.
Oh
Pink.
dang, that Logitech's got a wheel on it. Dang. son.
So pretty. Oh, yours is extra glowy, Chris. I'm digging.
It is.
This is a
It's got
weird
a
conversation, guys.
white and purple pattern.
It's fun. It's funny to me, like just how infrequently I use a mouse in general. Like considering like how my laptop is set up and like what I use it for. But I think like the last time like someone was talking to me and they said they had like a problem, like a mouse problem. I legitimately thought they had like rodents in the house.
Oh no.
And she was talking about her like computer mouse.
I mean, I've never said I had a mouse problem, but I get what you mean.
I do right now, actually. I really do.
Oh, guys,
I've been there. I mean,
You know what my
I
favorite
once
thing?
watched my dad go absolutely postal on some mice that were in our house. And,
Really?
Yeah. So,
Please tell me you're talking about computer mice at this
No,
point.
no.
Oh no.
no.
You
A-
beaned one with a shoe. It was really
a line was
impressive.
crossed, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're
That
all
was the day Chris
crazy.
lost his innocence.
Oh my.
Oh
That got
no.
weird.
It's like I'll go clean my room, Dad.
Anywho, daddy issues aside.
Moving away from the wired, the input, the peripherals, the input peripherals. Here's where we start to see that diversity we're talking about in the brands. Because the next category it was earbuds, where the prize went to the OnePlus Buds Pro earbuds.
OnePlus
we-
shared that out to their.
We've seen a
good
lot of
people.
earbuds pass through too, so it's no small competition there either.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of good brands on that list.
Yeah, there is on that list, and in general, like we had to pick and choose, right? So it's a nice variety there, and even more coming. We've got a new brand. What is it? Jabra coming.
Jabra, yeah.
Jabra coming. We're looking at the next OnePlus earbuds right now. So good times.
I was surprised that the Galaxy Buds didn't make the list because those like I was really impressed with those ones.
Yeah, they were in the top. They were in the top.
on one of the top.
were
Robbed yet again.
Robbed. Just robbed.
I'll be curious about that Jabra one actually, because like they do a lot of like headsets that I've used and like Bluetooth car headsets that I've used in the past. So
My partner actually uses their headset for work. He works through a call center. And he's like, I know that brand. I'm like, oh, all right. The more you know. The more you know.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, if you're looking to get the scoop on tech stuff, check out cgmagonline.com for all these reviews and more as we move on. The next category was headsets, like full-blown headsets, where the prize went to the Audis Penrose X headset.
Yes.
Our writer Lane Martin wrote the review on that one.
Mhm.
I took the
Um,
picture of it. If anybody
Mm.
cares.
it's a beautiful headset.
It's really stunning.
or,
It looks good.
or beautiful photography, I should say.
Ah, so talented. That was like
So-
one of the first jobs Brendan gave me. Here, we need photos. Good luck. Okay. Everything is whitewashed. Sorry.
Robbed yet again.
Yep.
These
Rob,
bad boys didn't make the list, and these
No.
were so goddamn impressive.
They
These are
look
the
good,
Quantum
too.
800s. Oh, and they're
The
so
fact
they're
that
so
glow is
They didn't
ridiculous,
have a
though.
they're
score.
so pretty. They're so. What do you mean they didn't have a score? I gave it a 9.
Was that the one? Wasn't that the one you did 2 and 1?
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
gave
so they
these a
didn't.
9, and I gave the Quantum 500s like a 7.
Doesn't work like that. It had to be a proper
Well, you know
score
what?
and be in our review section.
That's stupid.
Stupid rules are stupid.
Dude, I don't like them.
Boo. Hiss.
well,
I
I'm
dig it.
rubber and you're glue, so your
Yeah.
review isn't good.
I dig it.
My dad works at JBL, and I'm gonna tell on you.
That was your uncle usually. The uncle.
Oh, yeah, it's your uncle or your dad. I think it is your right.
It can
there.
be
It's
either.
your-
That's
it's
good.
usually,
I'm
"My
glad.
uncle works at Nintendo. and he knows
Yeah,
Miyamoto.
Best friends
Oh my God.
Miyamoto.
So stupid.
You know how Miyamoto always hangs out at the Canadian office of Nintendo.
Yeah, he comes
100%
around.
of the time. Never
Oh,
goes
yeah,
anywhere
absolutely.
else.
He famously speaks English. We all know this.
What is going on?
Oh,
The
man.
best English.
Huge. And our last category for the tech side was webcams, where the best in show award went to the Elgato Facecam, which was reviewed by
Which-
Joe.
Which I believe Brendan is currently using.
Yeah,
I am
Brendan's
using that
using
one
it.
right now.
So everybody look
And I
at
gotta
him.
talk about
I've got
that-
him nice and big.
that
Model
clarity.
for us. Smize, baby, smize. No? Did that not work? I'm sorry.
Pose.
Vogue. Is that what we're saying now? Okay, I'll make you little again. You're little again. Don't worry. We
Thank
can't
you.
see your pores anymore. Ugh.
Oof.
Ugh.
That clarity, though.
No one needs that.
Your face is beautiful.
I think we all need that.
Brendan, what do you think of the Elgato since you're the face cam?
I think
Since
it's
you're
good.
currently using
It's really picky on the cable you can use with it. Like it has to be the one it came with, or another one that does allow for that power throughput. But it's good. It really plug and play, and it works. So that's always a good thing.
Cool. Cool. We do actually have one more that for some reason is not showing up under our features.
That's weird.
Best microphone came out today.
Oh.
Why is that under the features?
I don't know. I'm looking at it. It says it is. Trying to fix it, but we'll just pretend that's not happening.
Switches,
The
were flipped.
the Rode VideoMic Pro won for our best microphone. Yeah, good times. That was actually one that Joe came to us with already when he did his top 10 microphones thing. Oh, I didn't make you little again. I lied. So far, I'm not crushing this. Yeah, he came to us with it already, but we shared it out. Rode saw it on Twitter, so maybe they'll find us.
And Joe is like the microphone king as well. So
Right now, he's actually the webcam king. That is his next project. So the webcams, they are a coming. So many.
Nice.
He actually, as a side project, not with CGM, he went on Amazon and bought the 4 cheapest webcams that he could find on Amazon, just to like compare them and make a YouTube video on his channel and stuff. It was a lot of
pretty
fun
neat.
watching. Some of them are just brutal. They all kind of look exactly the same. One of them, it looked like somebody had just like sprayed it with mousse or something and smeared it real good. But it is a fun little project. I dig it. I'll be
Yeah,
nice.
like,
He's
I-
Miscast Joe on socials. There.
Nice.
at that price point, I mean, you're not probably going to see that much difference. I would imagine. They probably
Yeah.
are virtually all the same.
Yeah, he's got a video up. I should maybe watch the whole thing. That's probably a nicer thing to do. But I saw some of it. I have the attention span of a goldfish.
That's fair.
It's fair.
I mean, like most.
It's accurate. Brendan says it's fair, like it's okay. Chris is like, yeah, you do.
Hey,
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
I feel like with most laptops, though, or at least like laptop technology, like webcams have come a pretty far way. Like that, like I guess unless you really are doing like professional level streaming and stuff, that like the necessity for one has dropped off quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Don't they have like don't like PCs also have like monitors with built-in like cams as well too? Like
Some
fairly
do
decent
now,
ones.
yeah. Some. The thing that bothers me though is, I mean, look what Chris was saying with laptops and stuff. Just for school right now, you need them.
Yeah.
We have a great gaming laptop, the Asus Tough Dash 15. It doesn't have a webcam built in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That seems
So, but
odd.
it's a gaming laptop built for gamers who, if
Mhm.
they are streaming, are going to want better than whatever's going to come in your webcam, right?
Yeah,
When was the last
Yeah.
time that you wanted to do anything gaming related and didn't throw on an extra webcam?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
wouldn't like. I have the Razer Blade 13, and that webcam is awful. I would not use it for anything beyond just
Hmm.
checking in on a conference and saying hi, and then leaving because it looks so good.
Yeah. So, I mean, it sucks that they don't just come with them automatically as much anymore for, Chris and I with kids who have 14 people that need to be on a laptop all at once. Chris moved something and I have to fix his face on stream. Sorry,
didn't move
guys.
anything.
Nice.
He leaned forward
I didn't touch anything.
or sideways.
Good
Whatever. I'm
job.
calling you out. I'm just
How dare you?
live adjusting your face.
I
It's
didn't move.
fine.
As one does.
Nothing
Um,
happened.
Oh, there you are.
It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. No, it might have been one that I missed earlier.
It's all
But yeah.
good. No, I
Learning.
was thinking why you were saying that crappy webcams are like the official supporter of meetings that should have been emails.
Yes.
Brought to you by.
That's
Brought to you by Deborah Accounting, who should have just sent this out as an email instead of dragging everybody onto the conference room at
Yeah.
9:30 a.m. on a
As
Friday.
per.
It'll
As
be
per my last email.
fine. It'll be
As
fine.
per my last passive aggressive business pleasantry.
That's always
Um,
fun.
We could also go on with some of the tech stuff that we did because we also ran a whole series this summer on the best gaming chairs
Mhm.
that are out there.
And
written
then
by-
some.
by our writer Lindsay, but
She's not
Yeah.
here right now.
she's not here right now. She
Unfortunately.
could walk us through like a whole catalog, like a
She
living
can't come to the
catalog
phone
of
right now.
gaming chairs. But
Brendan and
for-
my butts have been in on almost all of the chairs except
That is
for
true.
the 10 out of 10. We haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
Actually, did
that
you get to
one-
sit in that when you picked them up?
Nope, did not. I have not even seen it.
What?
didn't sample it?
Maybe it doesn't exist.
Mm.
Mm.
It is a
it's strictly under
ghost.
lock and key in Lindsay's home. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh man.
I
Yeah,
hear good things though.
yes. And we've got a new bunch of chairs coming soon, don't we?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the new Secret Lab.
Actually, I think that's the only one that's just waiting right now, but there's some coming in.
Oh, okay. Are there more coming in?
There are. One might be finding its way to Mr. Hugathy over there sometime.
At some
They were like,
point,
yeah,
so-
we'd love you to check it out. Eventually. Oh, okay. cool.
Sometime in Q2, probably.
Yeah.
Um,
Good times.
the real question is, though, you have all these chairs around. Which one wins in a race, though? Which one's the fastest?
Oh, we haven't got that board yet.
You haven't like lined them up in the hallway and just race.
Not really. No, we need to work on that.
What are you even
We
doing in an
might.
office space right now?
Living with a wall between us and shouting.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
you
just-
see this lovely best of series. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
That's where I've
fair.
been.
That's fair.
But I
Hey,
do
how are you even
occasionally wheel
unwinding
backwards.
in this complicated time, and if you're not racing office chairs.
It's true.
Mm.
Brendan, I now need official office race breaks.
Fair
set
enough.
up a track.
Screw lunch. We need
Set it
to.
up
We need to wee.
Forget Mario Kart. Now it's Office Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Don't forget to Don't forget to vote in our Game of the Year poll.
Mhm.
Running currently on cgmagonline.com. A lot of great contenders on there. We talked about last week. Just pulling up the list here. So hey, we got Halo Infinite, Metroid Dread, Monster Hunter Rise, Resident Evil Village, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Life is Strange,
boy.
True Colors, Age of Empires 4, Forza Horizon 5, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Those are your contenders,
Yes.
and voting's open until the 19th, I believe.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, no, we announced the winner on the 19th. So
Okay, so
we'll
you got,
leave
you
it
got some
up.
time either way.
we'll leave it up. Something
Hmm.
that I don't think we actually did talk about were the winners for our writer's choice. Not our writer's choice.
Oh, yeah.
Our games by
Categories.
category. I
Mm.
know it's not on the
Really?
docket, but who just audibly groaned?
No, that. Sorry, that was my attempt at a ooh, but my throat was all like
That's not the noise you
raspy.
Came out as a
That's-
disinterested sigh.
I swear, I really tried to pick the cadence up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just fell off my camera a little bit there laughing. It's good. It's fine.
Sorry,
We're
I've been
totally fine.
sick lately, so I have this low jazz station
mean,
host
I dig
It's
it.
not that bad, but
tone
You're pretty close to normal. It's
Very close to normal.
coming up on the groove.
Oh my gosh.
fine. Be like Barry White, baby.
Any what?
Sorry.
I'm just gonna
It's a
sit here.
non-stop Barry White playlist.
Let's get
I'm
it
so
on.
confused.
Anyways, Danny, you were saying about the categories.
Yeah, it's kind of off topic. I don't know if you guys want to run through them. I don't know how much we have to talk about tonight. Should I jump into that?
It's up to you, girl.
Oh, I love when it's up to me. Let me talk for the next 45 minutes. Listen.
Yes,
That'll be fine.
please.
All right. First off, we had our best remaster reboot. Our nominees were Diablo 2 Resurrected, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'll just look at Chris for a minute there. This one I'm going to say wrong because it was before I got here. The Neo collection? Nio?
Neo.
Yeah, Neo.
All right.
Neo,
I
you're right.
want to say Nio. I don't know why.
Neo.
Alan Wake Remastered, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, and the winner was Near Replicant version blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah,
near
blah, blah,
replicant.
blah, blah.
Yeah,
You can leave it
a
at that.
crap ton of numbers.
Way
That-
too many numbers.
Too many. Like what? How? How did that happen? Like why?
Cause
Because
The
The guy
numbers
that
were
made
they
it's
liked
insane.
pie and they
'Cause,
wanted to be
yeah.
interesting. All right, fine.
what's his name again? He's that like
Yoko
really.
Does it?
Yoko
Yeah,
Taro.
Does he have numbers
The
in
guy
his
with the
name
moon
too?
mask all the time.
yeah, exactly. He's just very eccentric.
Yeah, it's a hallmark of the series. I'm happy to see it win, but I'm also sad to see Mass Effect Legendary Edition lose because I was
I
really
know.
gunning for that one.
It
but,
was your baby. It
yeah.
was your baby. That was almost your perfect 10.
It was almost was, but I'm also happy to see Nier get some recognition too because it
Mhm.
doesn't get enough recognition. So
Yeah,
The picture that we chose, you guys, I don't think can see it at the moment, but it looks terrifying. There's like a weird ball with a face on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
that's-
moon.
that's this
the
little
same
dude.
mask that Yoko Taro wears in every time he's on camera.
and he's
I'm sorry,
a
is he
character in the
Deadmau5?
game, or at least he's in Automata at least.
Well,
Is-
yeah, the character is not Yoko Taro.
So it's
Yeah.
not Wilson.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
I
Wilson
mean, I wouldn't put
from
it past him
that.
to do that, but
Yeah, he would definitely do that.
I think he's like the hardest character in the game too. He's a non-violent NPC. You could like he's like a shopkeeper, but if you attack him, he's like the hardest fight in the game. I think.
Why not?
Huh.
I haven't played Automata actually. I've only played.
Oh, it's
enough
so
of the
good.
original Nier to like see how that character got the mask in the first place, but
Yeah, the Automata's very different from
hmm
the original.
It's a
and
bullet
it's
hell almost.
so good.
Interesting.
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
different now.
All right. Next up we had Best Horror.
Mhm.
That was really Resident Evil 4 VR, Inscription, Alan Wake Remastered, Returnal, and the winner was Resident Evil Village. Shocker.
Lady
Really-
Dimitrescu wins again.
She do.
Yeah.
She's,
Dimitrescu.
Tapped on this whole category.
how do we say your name? That
Dimitrescu.
Dimitrescu.
that
Dimitrescu,
beautiful
yes.
creature we adore.
The U is
Adore.
silent.
The
I almost said Lady D, but that sounds too much like Lady Di, and Spencer did not win this category, so
Yeah.
I
that's
want to
right.
be Lady D. Can I be Lady D?
you could
I'm
Sure.
D Money. Jordan calls
are
me
D
D
Money.
Money.
Again.
Since I started here.
That's a little joke between Dayna and me.
Spoiler alert. All right.
What's that spoiling?
That,
Our
that we
friendship.
have jokes that you don't know about, that we have secrets.
Spoiling many
Secrets.
things.
Well, Brendan's B dog.
Oh.
Chris
Alright.
is C fresh. Or C
C
plus
fresh.
was right there.
C plus is literally anything.
high
is C
high
fresh.
C.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm real fresh over here. Yeah.
I like
Real
High C.
fresh.
I think High C is my new favorite.
Yeah.
All right. Best adventure game. After this adventure of, I almost said name tags. That's not quite right.
Well,
but we'll go with it.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised
Nicknames?
Returnal was seen as a horror game. I thought it was more like action game
I
with
was gonna
horror
say,
like elements.
Returnal seems like I haven't had a chance to play it, unfortunately, myself, but it seems like it's a real gray area because
It
it's
is.
a horror setting,
And it's a horror setting.
but I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it like a horror game by game.
I mean, but neither is Resident Evil because that's basically a shooter, but it's still set in kind of a
Yeah.
horror. Like,
Yeah.
there was very few.
Here's how we judged
mainstream
it.
True horror games this year.
If Dana would throw her controller at the TV,
Hmm.
it was a horror game. That's
But-
that's no,
Okay,
no.
but I
That's anything
would
with jump scare then.
argue.
Mhm.
I would argue that, like, Returnal kind of exists in the same space as a game like The Binding of Isaac, because like I mean, one, they're both kind of like roguelites where you know you have to like pick up perks and stuff as you
Yeah,
go. But like I wouldn't say Binding of Isaac was a horror game, despite that everything in
I would
that.
describe Binding of Isaac as a roguelite or roguelike horror.
Really, because it's
Yeah.
not. It's just, but because the whole thing is that
There's
like
the body horror going on there.
It's all
Some
very
of the imagery is disturbing. Like it's the same way Dead Space. Like Dead Space 3 is technically more an action game than a horror game, but it still be considered a horror game.
I
I
didn't know
will
there was a
say
third one,
though,
to be honest.
when you do the Googles, Returnal does come up as a horror game,
Mhm.
but Binding of Isaac does not.
See, because my whole thing is that like games like that where the way that the gameplay is structured is to sort of like always sort of give you the means to like progress and sort of like be fairly in control, is what separates it from a horror game. Whereas like Resident Evil 7 is a lot more action focused, but like it still kind of like controls how much ammo you get and how much resources you get. So if you're not playing like effectively, then you're gonna die very easily. And like if you're getting scared and like and messing up your shots and
that
stuff.
would be like Dark Souls is a horror according to that logic.
Well, no, because Dark Souls is just like it's tough, but you're never like not necessarily prepared for any like for any venture, right? If you face a boss, you go in with full Estus flasks. If you know what you're doing, like you can take a boss down pretty, and you can break Dark Souls really easily too. Like
Just
I
get
mean,
good.
easily is a stretch, but I know what you mean.
just get the
With
halberd
efforts.
and sink all your points into strength, and you'll just murk every boss.
I'm just gonna take notes because I'm planning to actually start Dark Souls 3 soon for the
Oof.
first time.
Okay,
Get
that's
the
choice.
get the great club and sink all your points into
Don't
strength.
do
and
anything he says. Don't do anything.
every boss will go
So-
down in 2 hits. It's so stupidly easy.
Making a note here: avoid the Great Club and strength builds.
So that best adventure game that I was talking about.
Yeah, how about it?
The nominees: Metroid Dread, Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart, Ghost of Tsushima. I can't
You did
say
it.
that.
Tsushima.
I doubted myself in the middle. Director's Cut, Death Stranding Director's Cut,
Yeah.
and Life is Strange 2 True Colors was the winner there.
Now,
Again, like adventure is like not what comes to mind necessarily for me, but it fits. But it would be the first place I put it. But,
It wouldn't be a party
one?
adventure. Life is
Life is
Strange.
Strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an
yeah,
adventure game.
that's
It's like the classic point and click adventure game. It's the evolution of
yeah,
that.
that's I
It's
guess
not
that's
party,
fair.
but I hear
It
it's
feels
real
less
sad.
like that than like Telltale games were, though. Like Telltale seems more adventure to me than like.
I mean, to be
Life is Strange.
fair, like
Well,
the Uncharted games are third-person action or adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
all
it-
very muddy waters at this
Yeah,
point.
It
it's
is.
it's all
Yeah.
blended right now.
We tried
right?
to be
'cause-
fair and not let like one game sweep every category when it could be
Mhm.
everything. So there was some picking and choosing going on, for sure.
Well, I kind of see Chris's point to that, like this a certain thing, because it's like yeah, like Life is Strange, like those games kind of exist, I think, in like a more like narrative space where
But
like
I would
if it was
describe
like
that is an adventure. Like if you go back, they're very similar to the point of like adventure games of
yeah,
the
no,
90s, and that is the definition of adventure games.
but I think so. I guess like where I'm coming from is kind of like um when you say an adventure game, it like denotes a certain degree of like action and a certain pace.
I would
And
argue that. I don't think they do. I think usually adventure games
think
are
it's
less action,
experience.
more narrative.
I don't think you're wrong. I just like it's weird. Like
The
yeah, I
word
don't know.
adventure, when we're talking in our everyday lives,
It's
sounds like
exciting.
I'm going on an adventure, not
Well,
I'm
that'd be
going
an
to
action
cry
game.
for the next 4 hours.
That would be
But
an
in
action
the
game in
land of
today's
video
Lord of the
games,
Rings
yeah.
was an adventure.
Yeah, yeah.
The Hobbit
That
was
was-
an adventure. It was, you know,
That was a quest. How dare you?
the dinner sequence in the beginning, that was I would not say is adventure, and that's like most of Life is Strange.
There you go.
Either way, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a beautiful narrative,
Mhm.
really well told. So again, I'm happy to see it win anything
Yeah.
at this point.
I was actually going to say to that exact same point. It's as much as I love Death Stranding, that I don't know if I would call that game. I mean, I guess in a way it is an adventure, but it's
It's not an action game.
It's not an
No
action at
action.
all. It is. I don't even know if I would say it's an adventure. It is the Postal Service.
I mean, you talk to people and you fate weird goo whales, so that's
Yeah.
a thing.
You
Goo
avoid
whales.
ghosts and goo ghosts,
The
and
storyline makes no sense. It's
it's
literal
a
nonsense.
bonkers.
I
It's
feel
ridiculous.
I feel
I
our
love
next
it.
award is going to cause some debate, just because
Eh,
trying to
let's hear it.
define your proper RPG. I feel I'm gonna get shanked.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Oh, you missed. Oh, you
so
missed it. That was like I think it
oh
was like the
no.
one of the first year I was at CG, first or second year, and Brendan Quinn got into such a fight with who was it again? What was her name? She used to do stuff with us every now and again. I
It
forget.
doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and because was it? She said that The Witcher 3 was best of the year, and his was Bloodborne, and like he got into such a fight with her because he's like, it's not an RPG.
So we'll just skip this one and no.
Moving along.
So our choices, we chose Diablo 2 Resurrected, Death's Door. Maybe you should get on that, Jordan. Bravely Default 2, Monster Hunter Rise, and the winner, wait for it, I'm gonna do it, Shin Megami Tensei 5. I
Nailed
said
it.
it.
You
Did I
got
do
it.
it? Yes!
Is
Yes!
it Nocturne?
Yeah.
What's
No.
the subtitle?
No, that
Nocturne is the
It-
third one.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't
Oh.
have a subtitle. It's just 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't mess with me, man. I said
Well, I
it.
think was it Shin Megami 4 didn't have a subtitle, did it? Or was that
Was
Digital
that
Devil
Apocalypse?
Saga?
Wasn't
Didn't
wasn't
that's-
Shin
I don't
Megami
know.
Tensei 4 like Apocalypse or something like that?
Yeah, Apocalypse is 4.
Maybe.
Honestly,
know
this is
one
a
of the-
series that I haven't really touched before.
But the
like,
Persona
last
games are
year.
part of the same series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I've played Persona 4 Gold a couple of years back, and it's like one of my favorite RPGs now. But I've never really bridged into Shin Megami Tensei territory until this year when I reviewed Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster. If you want to call it a remaster, there was some things that were not remastered. Anyways, yeah, this is a straight up classic RPG that just doesn't care if it breaks you in the process.
I mean, I do love being broken.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Hey, what?
I mean,
Sorry,
it's
said it.
gonna life's gonna do that this year anyway. So I mean, you might as well play a beautiful RPG while you're at it. But
Just so everybody knows, we're having a war right now. My dog really wants to be with me. My husband's standing beside me trying to shoo him away quietly, and it's funny as crap. Go away, Banner. Ow, I hit my head.
wow.
Well, I didn't want you to hear all the shuffling. Anyway, that's
Anyway,
who won.
strong year for RPGs on Switch though, because Bravely Default 2 was actually one of the first like major games I've reviewed here at CGM, and that was also like a really strong classic
went
style RPG.
way back.
Yeah.
All the way back to
Well, it
last
actually was a Switch
January.
exclusive. Now it's on PC, but anyway.
Yeah.
Once upon a time. Once upon
I
a
mean, I guess it really goes like however deep you want to go into the rabbit hole of like, do JRPGs count as RPGs? Because technically, like it's not like traditional Dungeons and Dragons where you build your own character and put your stats where you want to put them.
You're still playing a character, and I don't know.
Yeah, but you're not like. I mean,
Cyberpunk is technically an RPG.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk, you make your own character, you allocate your points.
The Witcher is still an RPG.
Debatable. Like,
okay, go with this way.
Are you playing a role? And is it a game?
Yes.
you're playing
Hey!
someone
Dragon Age
else's
2.
character.
Dragon Age 2. You're playing a specific character.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But
Boom.
still,
I win.
But aren't the character you're playing in 2, isn't it the same like the nameless guy? Like the same thing with Shepard, right? Like Shepard's just like the nameless, like, oh, everyone can be a Shepherd. Like
Everyone can
like
be
Geralt
the
of
Witcher.
Rivia
No,
is
Excuse me, I am Geralt. You shut your mouth.
like
I am Geralt.
like Mario RPG.
You're Mario.
Technically, it's an RPG, but yeah, like you're not like playing. This is what I mean. This is the debate about whether like you compare like JRPGs to like the quote unquote Western.
I feel
RPGs.
we're being too nitpicky if we do that. So let's just let
Yes,
anything be
yeah,
anything it wants to be,
And that's why Dark Souls is the most true RPG of our generations.
I'm gonna move on.
That's
past
choice.
that one. That's a hot take.
What's happening? Anywho, best multiplayer game. I cannot possibly get in trouble for this one.
No.
Call of Duty Vanguard, Monster Hunter Rise, Chivalry 2. I reviewed that. Just want to be included in this category. Final Fantasy 14. Had to do the math there. Endwalker. Forza Horizon 5. And that was a lot of options. And the winner was Halo Infinite Multiplayer. Chris
Makes
is
sense.
sighing on the
Yeah,
inside. He's like, it's
I heard
fine.
it. No, I heard it was good.
Yeah.
It's not. I've actually been playing it, and my first reaction when I booted the beta when it first went live was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
But I actually hooked up with some friends online over the holidays and played a couple rounds. I was like, okay, this is kind of fun, and I found myself checking into that stupid holiday event
Now,
they had over
did you
the
buy
weekend.
the weird ears?
I did indeed buy the cat ears.
There you go. You've done
I'm
everything you
ashamed
I'm
need
to
to
s-
do.
admit
I'm
that.
sorry. What? I'm
There
gonna.
is a cat ear attachment you can get for the helmet in Halo Infinite, and I was all over that immediately.
Can I tell
What's
you
it
guys
got?
all a little story about how I used to have kitty ears on my headset, and somebody told me that they were unprofessional, so I gave them to my 10-year-old niece, and now I'm sad. Can I just tell you?
Don't ever let someone yuck your yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you make that face, Brendan. You feel bad. You
Listen,
feel,
anytime I have a Zoom meeting or anything, these lights go on, baby.
yeah, yeah. Eh.
That's a status symbol right there.
I was going into like one of my earlier first meetings, and he's like, "Yeah, cat ears." Okay, I'm like, maybe not now. I doubt everything.
Yeah,
Well,
If
it's
these
fine.
they
these are
work for
gamers,
Belle
man. How
Delphine.
dare you?
It's
I
fine.
mean,
Hey, don't make me look it. I have the power. Now you're the big face. You're the big face. Say you're sorry. Tell me my kitty ears were
No.
great. No, that's fair. That's fair. Abby likes
Um,
them. Anywho,
I've also checked out Forza Horizon 5 on the Game Pass recently, and that's kind of a fun multiplayer experience as
yeah.
well. I'm not really the type to play driving games like at all, but I actually did kind of enjoy just driving around this countryside, even on the like Xbox One. I'm sure it's much
Mhm.
more impressive on the Series X, but
Yeah.
um, Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker was slightly robbed, but the editorial times were not aligned on that one, unfortunately. But yeah, no, Halo is. I'm surprised that I'm actually wanting to go back to play it. Like I finished streaming last night. I was like, I'm going to boot up Halo Infinite right now and do my daily things. That's not
Cool.
something
who
I
are
am
you?
too committed to anymore. Yeah, I don't
um,
recognize myself in the mirror anymore, but it's fine.
yeah, that's all right. We still love you. It's because
Oh,
we
thank
sent
you.
you an Xbox. Now you're lost to weird things.
Well, you know
Uh,
how it goes.
we or not we, I, just me. I covered Chivalry because why not? It was an experience, and man, that game is bloody. Like it,
Yeah.
I literally just wanted to run in, going ah the whole time. That's all I wanted to do was just scream,
I
cut
mean,
people's
that's what you're
heads
supposed
off.
to do.
Yeah, I feel that you judged me when I yelled a little bit. I feel you're like, is she okay? Maybe, maybe not. No, it was fun. I definitely don't think it was best of the year, but it should be there. It was a good time. Um,
Now,
mm,
underrated multiplayer game that didn't make the list.
do tell.
Also, Death Stranding Definitive Edition.
No.
No,
Yeah.
just no. What?
No.
Norman Reedus, is
it's
that you?
it's got a cool like meta like
Yeah,
online multiplayer
someone
component.
can kind of asymmetrically build a bridge for you, and then you're like,
Yeah.
there's a bridge here now. Cool.
And it plays all into the narrative of the game, and everyone's helping each other to make their
So
deliveries.
there's like thousands of Norman Reeduses.
I mean, there you don't see other Norman Reeduses,
But
but
my point is, they're all playing Norman Reedus, and so if they're building things in your world, another version of Norman Reedus is building more things in the world.
weirdly enough, there's this
We're
thing you
just
can do
okay
where
with it.
they kind of like I don't know if they kind of address it in the game,
What is
but like
happening?
there's if you click in like the center pad, like Norman Reedus will just like yell out to the world, and sometimes it like yells back.
Norman Reedus yells back.
Yeah, like it's just like because like there's a part like there's one voice line that he does where he'll say like he's like my name's Sam, and you'll hear something in the distance be like, hey, my name's Sam too. Like it's like I don't know if it's just a subtle nod at like the whole like interconnective like yeah asymmetric multiplayer that's going on where like other people who are also playing as Sam are like working together to build this world to make it easier for everybody. But yeah, no, it's a cool component, and I'm always enjoy when I come across stuff like that.
So in
No
other
one really
words,
talked
if
about it.
if Norman Reedus yells in the infinite, unpopulated, apocalyptic hellscape, somebody will hear him.
Does it make a sound?
It makes a sound, and someone will.
And then there will
If
be
a
a
Norman
bridge.
Reedus falls in the fields,
If Norman Reedus falls in the post-apocalyptic hellscape, does his body still turn into monster?
does his ghost make a
Yes,
sound?
Don't you see his butt in that game? Just
You
saying.
you
do.
see his butt a
It's
lot.
I love it. It's good
and
butt.
Contractually obligated, isn't it?
It's good butt.
no, you could skip the cutscene where he takes a shower, but like
He takes
there's
showers.
also other cutscenes where
Boo.
he like shows up on a beach in the nude, and you get to see his butt.
Best
Yeah,
body
only a
parts
baby.
in a video game. I'm pretty sure Cyberpunk wins.
There's also a plug for Ride with Norman Reedus if you take a shit in the game.
What?
Because they like censor, like when he goes to sit on the toilet, they censor him like Austin Powers style with a banner ad for like AMC's Ride with Norman Reedus.
That's
That's really
That's
amazing.
a
dumb.
really bad meta
Because,
message, but
well, you know, Kojima is Norman Reedus' best friend. He wanted to like put his friend's show out there.
guys,
So weird.
is Kojima okay?
No.
Has anyone
Yes, you
checked
know
on
what?
Kojima?
He's so damn wholesome. He just loves his best friends, Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, that's wholesome, all right.
I dig it. I dig
As
it.
a side note, I just want to bring it up here. Remember when everyone thought that weird game, that studio, Blue, what was it called?
Blue box, was it?
Blue
Yeah.
Box, yeah, was a Hideo Kojima joint, and
Yeah.
Yes.
then it just kind of like, nah, it's a single guy walking. That's all we got. Peace out.
Got
We
a guy
downloaded
walking.
5 gigs for that.
Oh god, I fell over a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, that is the kind of weird thing that Hideo Kojima would definitely do.
Yeah, but then it's like
So
just a weird nonsense that just vanished because I haven't heard anything about that in a long time.
It'll come back up.
No,
some
there
point
was
in
some
the next 6
stuff that
months, I'm
came out
sure.
recently about it. Don't
Really?
I- Yeah, hold on. It was it wasn't great.
didn't
but-
they? Wasn't it a whole thing where they people were saying it was a
Guys.
Silent Hill thing, and then they were like, we'll never tell."
Okay,
and-
hold on. I just opened up Twitter to go look up the blue box thing. It's Norman Reedus' birthday, guys.
Oh, well,
Look at
happy
that.
It's currently trending because
Happy
everyone's
birthday,
wishing him
Norman Reedus.
Well, my
happy
name is
birthday.
Sam too.
all of our computers are listening through our mics, and now
Yeah.
they're like recommending.
Oh god. Oh god.
Hey, I hear you're talking about Norman
Myself.
Reedus.
Yeah. Okay, Blue Box Game Studios. Here we go.
Stepped on my great Spider-Man reference.
Where'd it
You know,
go?
I'm something of a Sam myself.
On Christmas, the tech demo will be available inside Real-Time Experience app. A notification will be blah 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 once it's ready. Their first blog came out on Christmas Eve talking about the development of Abandoned and the plans for Q1. So yeah,
Okay.
they've been talking on
Oh,
Christmas.
so on the 26th, they're like, hey, people need to calm down. We're working on it. It was supposed to be out. It takes time. Sorry.
Guys, calm it.
Game
But
development
more
takes time.
importantly,
Chill out.
this is the second time they've missed a massive deadline. Like, it's going to be here. Yeah, you just got to chilled out. Like, these things take time. Like, you're the one that gave the deadline, dude.
Oh my gosh.
You such
Just
a
don't
pro.
say a date.
Just
Yeah.
don't do that. Just keep it a secret.
Q1,
I mean,
Q2.
Let's be clear. People should not harass developers no matter what the situation. But also, as developers, don't say it'll be out tomorrow. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like a month or 2 more. I don't know.
It's gonna be 46
lol.
years. You'll never
Yeah, I don't
see.
know. Sorry.
Especially like in
Mhm.
this day and age, like just don't set a date. Like that's why
Yeah,
you see
like,
so few.
It's
we're
coming.
past like Q1. Except
Make
for,
sure
like,
it's already out. Like, say it's coming tomorrow, but already have it loaded up. It's like you just have to push a button.
Yeah.
Don't be like, okay, we have like 40 hours more of crunch. We can do that in 12. Yeah, we're good. We can make this happen.
They're like
Um,
pushing it out because of this Kojima supposed connection. So they're like, oh come on,
But
come on,
more
dude,
importantly-
get it out.
Christmas Day. Do you think that was a good idea to like force an update on Christmas Day and then complain that like everyone's like it's not there? Like, yeah, we're working on it. Just don't do that.
You know why? Because people are busy today. Anywho, moving on. Best shooter. That was our next category.
Yeah.
We came out with Dusk, Hitman 3, Halo Infinite, Returnal.
Dusk, really?
Yeah, and the winner was Far Cry 6.
Boo.
Boo. I haven't
Yeah.
played that one.
Far Cry seems to have like a really divisive reception with people. Like I feel like people were really excited for it and then instantly fell off the hype train as soon as it
Yeah,
actually
like,
arrived.
like no one's talking about the game at all now. But like before it came out, everyone was like, "This is gonna be the best game ever!" Yay!
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Like-
that's
Look at your local GameStop and see how many copies are like on the pre-owned shelf. Now.
because
it
that's
didn't last.
that's the
is that what we're
cycle.
understanding?
That's the cycle with every Ubisoft game. Like there's I
I
don't
Assassin's
understand.
Creed games last for a while.
Do they though? People kind of forget about them pretty quickly.
I think
Oh,
they
no,
slowed
let's
the
not
release
make
schedule of
it
those down, so it's a little bit better now.
Yeah, I guess
It's
that's
like one
true,
every 2
but,
years
like,
now. When it was once a year, like, no, I don't care.
That's
Like,
that's what I mean, Brett. That's a really low bar to clear. Like we extended our release window by 1 year, so that'll give people time to forget about it. Like
But more importantly, people were playing Oranges and people were playing the Greece one for a while.
Odyssey.
Yeah, those ones were played for a while. I don't, know
Don't
how
get why.
Which is the latest one?
Like that was
Oh,
Valhalla.
Yeah.
That was okay.
they're
I
all the
never got into
same to
them, and I
me
feel like
now.
I
They're just so
should.
interchangeable.
I mean,
And
point,
Far Cry is no exception.
I don't really care about the overarching story about aliens and first ones and traveling in time through like memory. They could
It's
literally just make it like, yo, historical action game Viking. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'm good with that. They
it's
don't need the
gone
nonsense. Like, who
well,
cares?
and that's the thing. It's like it's gone. The story itself has gone so far off the deep end. Like as much as I like wasn't crazy about the first game having that like weird thing. Like it could have just been like, yeah, it's like here's a historical, old time setting, and there are assassins and there are Templars. That
And
easy
they hate
enough.
each
Like
other, sort of, kind of.
yeah, it's like they're rivals. Okay, that's easy enough to figure out. Like not to have some third extension where it's like, oh, but it's also in the present or the future, and it's a machine.
And it's memories and it's sleep, but you could change the past. Maybe we don't
Like
know. Maybe you can.
it's
I don't even
the
know what game we're
story.
talking about anymore. I looked away for
Assassin's
like a
Creed.
Yeah,
second. Oh,
Assassin's
I
Creed.
never got into those, and like I feel like they should be right up my alley. But that and Tomb Raider,
Hmm.
anything where I need to like go up to find my way, I get very
That's fair.
unhappy.
There's a lot of going up
Yeah,
in
Yeah, I
it's
don't like to
very
do that.
vertical. I'd
We
say the
have
first.
Optimal Push says that they made a story to explain the gameplay mechanics.
There you go.
It was
So
dumb. They didn't do that.
I will say that the first game is maybe the only one that's worth playing. And
I think two's good. Two's legit good.
we revisiting it.
The whole trilogy of for Ezio was like amazing.
Yeah, because
and
that was
I haven't
a
lived much
unique
since.
story. And then there's that weird movie where he died in, and it was great.
Okay.
we loved his
mean-
death. What?
I mean, the movie was weird and kind of depressing, but
the
it
death
existed.
was great.
So
I will say just based on like revisiting the Ezio collection after like
I mean,
like
I don't
there
know if
had
they
been
hold
like
up now.
9 Assassin's Creeds at that point. Like
Mm.
you kind of see where like it was less enjoyable for me at the time, like because you saw very clearly where Ubisoft found the formula and they got very comfortable with that formula, and
Mhm.
every like evolution of it was just some like differing degree of worse. Like the first
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed to me is the one that feels the most like it knew what it wanted to be, and it is
No,
very
I
rough
would
around the
argue that.
edges.
I would argue that. I mean, we're not talking about the topic at all, but I would argue that. I think
Spoiler
Separate
alert. Best
podcast.
platformer is next.
Assassin's Creed, when the first game came out, was finding itself. The second game was where it's like, okay, we know what the formula is. The first one was basically like, what if you assassinate people, kind of like Hitman, but you're cool in olden days.
But
Yeah.
that's the point. You were an assassin. You had to gather information on your target to make the assassination more easy, and like you actually felt like you were fitting in that role. Assassin's Creed 2 played more like an action movie where it's like, yes, they are assassins with the blades and the whatnots, but it's like, ooh, there's also these like cool action sequences, and Ezio's this like cool young guy who like gets into fist fights and he's badass. Like it
And
didn't
he
feel
hates all the women.
and like it just like everything was too, and you could see where like the designers kind of did want to make it more like narratively driven and make it feel more like a fluid thing, but it didn't feel so much like you were an assassin anymore. It just kind of felt like you were following a story, whereas like the first game had a story, but you also like felt like you fit in that role.
Okay. Moving on to
Yeah.
platform. Just so we
Climbing
okay.
up to
Yeah.
platformers.
Anyway, shooters.
somebody.
Dusk was cool. Play it. It's like Doom
There you go.
or Quake. Really.
We did it. Yeah, I saw you perk up when I said it, and then
Yeah,
you
'cause I
just
got
were
to
like,
review it for the
distraction.
Switch.
Anyways, Assassin's Creed sucks.
Best platformer.
Listen,
So
y'all know
we
better
had
than to get me on about Ubisoft, okay?
Well,
platformer. Uh, Castlevania Advanced Collection, Blaster Master Zero, which in my head every time I read it, I say Blast Master, like so much so that when I edited that review, I was fixing it, but completely wrong. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Ghosted Goblins Resurrection, and the winner, Jordan, was Solar Ash.
Hmm.
There you go. He did it.
I did do it.
Like, there's so many categories.
And I mean that's a real tough one, because there's a lot of really good contenders in that. I just realized too that Rift Apart is a play on words, because Ratchet and Clank are ripped apart in that game from each other,
By riffs.
and they're in different rifts. I just thought, I thought it was the whole like a rift apart, because there's rifts and they go through different little portalies, but narratively they are separated. So that's interesting. That's a fun
Deep.
The more
one.
you know.
Um,
The more you
Well,
know.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I mean, it's high praise to say that Solar Ash is better than Aria of Sorrow, one of the best Metroidvania games ever.
Mm.
Really, you would say Aria of Sorrow is better than like Portrait of Ruin?
I said one of. I mean,
Okay.
it was the
Aria Star is
foundation for the
great.
really good ones.
It is good.
Shut your whore mouth.
No, it is very good. I go straight to Portrait of Ruin because that one is like out of all the proper Metroidvanias, that one to me is my like best of like favorite of all time.
All right. All right.
The DS ones were really good, but yeah, Solar Ash was so much fun.
I do have to say that this whole streaming the podcast thing is kind of fun because I can see everybody's comments, and I don't know if you guys can. I'm not 100% sure what it was about, but our last comment is from Lane. Big brain Jordan moment. Big brain Jordan moment. Whatever epiphany you just had. Lane
I
caught
feel
it.
like
Lane
that's.
caught it. Our next one up is Best Indie Game, which I think all but one of these was reviewed by Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
so?
It is. And the one that you didn't is the one you still aren't playing. Uh,
Yeah.
so, best indie game is Solar Ash, Death's Door, Button City, Garden Story, which several of those I was like, hey, Jordan, I think you should play these. And
It's
apparently
true.
I
You
was
did.
right. And the winner was Chicory, A Colorful
Or did you
Tale.
did you put me onto Garden Story? I feel like you put that one out there, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this looks adorable! I want to play it."
Yeah, and then you said that, and I was like, I know, but I was trying not to just throw everything at you. Just
Jordan
the
has a
cute
type,
games to
you could
Jordan.
say.
Yeah,
You might have. I
Jordan
think you
has a
might have thrown
type.
Button City at me.
I did, yes.
Oh,
I
did you know?
I did.
Button City was cute. I gotta finish that one too. It's very like, um, there's not a lot like it's not very like it's not a lot of a game,
Yeah.
um, but it works like for what it wants to do. Uh, but like it is sort of easy to like detach yourself from it. But the story is like really sweet and really nice, and I really need to get back into it.
It's
Okay.
really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one big one indie that I reviewed this year that I want to give an honorable mention to, but I'm not sure what it fit in this category. But Lost Words Beyond the Page.
Yes.
I've heard good things about that one.
Yeah,
That
beautiful
was that
little
Rihanna
game,
Pratchett's
but
game?
sorry.
Mm,
Was that Rihanna Pratchett's game?
good
Yes,
question.
yeah, so, yeah. Rihanna Pratchett, daughter of Terry Pratchett, wrote it. She's worked on like the Tomb Raider series and Overlord and something else, some
Mhm.
other fairly big properties. The gameplay itself is rather simplistic. Like you have some basic platforming and wordplay puzzles and stuff.
Mhm.
But the way it tells its story, it's a story about like grief and loss told from the perspective of a young girl who's writing in her journal. So like you go from writing in her journal and like one part of the level to actually like writing this to actually going into this fantasy story that she's writing, and things that reflect the real world, obviously. And just the way it told its narrative is like one of the most compelling arguments I've seen for games as an art form and for games as like a storytelling medium. Not
That's really
necessarily the
cool.
best indie game, but definitely one of the best experiences I had in 2021. So
Wicked.
yeah,
I'd love to see like a game that used like words and stuff like as a kind of like 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 typing of the dead
or
kind
scribble
of game.
knots.
Yeah, like where you actually have to like type words in to like
Ye-
affect like how the world like changes or like how you
I
actually like progress like do battle and stuff like.
That is scribble knots, isn't it?
Scribble knots is kind of like it's more
Picture,
puzzle
wasn't it?
solving.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, you have
That's
to like
cool.
you like you put what you or you do whatever the words you type in, it'll give you that object, right? So you
Mhm.
have to kind of figure out like how to get stuff. So it's like there'll be like
Like
a
Cthulhu.
little thing at the top of a tree, and you could type in like ladder, so you can climb up, or a fireman, and he'll like climb up and get the thing for you, like. So it's very experimental that way, but I know because just looking at this now, I'm vaguely reminded of that one indie game that I think was published by Ubisoft.
Oh.
What was it called? It was the one that was all poetry.
Oh, poetry. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It was a
that
turn based RPG, and like everything was like all like done in like poetry and rhyme verse. I don't know. Um,
I
so
got nothing.
yeah, it'll come to me later in time, and
at 3 a.m. this morning as you're sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. Yeah, no, it looks beautiful.
Everybody
So we were
back
just
on
like
podcast. What? Sorry.
we
I
were
think
like
I'm funny.
lost at something. I don't know, some stupid name like that.
It's a really good story, though. I'm so glad I was here for it.
But yeah, no, all pretty much all the indie games I played this year, I mean, with some notable exceptions, uh, did genuinely impress me. And aside from the one that shall not be named,
Don't worry,
um,
that's a separate list coming out in a couple weeks.
Oh, yes.
yes,
I've
oh,
had some
thank
fun.
goodness.
That's a spoiler alert. Some of the things we're coming up with.
That's it. There you go. Lane's got my back. Child of Light. That's what I was talking
Oh
about.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and it's all like every time you attack, it's like she wound her sword across the bow and with it smacked the demon foul or some shit like that.
You even interviewed that director, the game creator, or
Yeah.
game director.
I'll give that one some credit because at least like it was an indie thing, right? It was one of those like indies by Ubisoft. Um, but yeah, like Chicory was so good. I've talked about it time and time again. Solar Ash was super fun. Button City was really cute. And then yeah, like, even some of the ones that like I wasn't like crazy impressed with, like Chris Tales, like it had enough that kind of made me go, okay, like you know what, like there's a lot of good ideas here. They kind of work. I wish they would work better, but like for what it is, like it's fine.
All right, I
so
aim
yeah.
for fine. It's fine. Anyway, let's hop over. We've got best PS5 game. These categories were hard because
all two of them.
well, no, we have 5. The Xbox
had
and
more.
PC is a little bit messy, so they're technically kind of one, but not.
Dayna,
but
I
kind
swear to
of.
God, if I see one game on this list that was PS4 first that came to PS5,
Oh
I'm
God,
gonna flip my table.
it probably is, yeah. But
There is
That's
one.
cheating.
There is
I
one.
think is there now? I don't know. Brendan
Death
left, so I
Stranding.
don't have anybody.
Yeah.
But it's Death Stranding the director's cut. Did that come out for
Yeah.
PS4 first? No, it still counts.
No,
That
Salvo
doesn't
came
count.
It's a
before Death
PlayStation
Cheating.
Stranding
exclusive.
did.
Cheating.
Fine.
Probably not for Jordan to flip his table. But...
It looks beautiful. So suck it. Anyway, so we've got
A lot of
Ratchet
times
and
when Jordan
Clank
throws
I'll
his
flip
Rift
dice,
Apart.
this cartridge of Pokemon
Do it.
Black.
Do it. It's flipped. It's flipped. Anyway, just gonna get Jordan out of the equation here. He is in the tiny screen now.
Muted.
I don't have that power.
he's
Crap.
relegated to the Phantom Zone like Saw.
Ah. Excuse me. Back to me, folks. We've got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Kena Bridge of Spirits. Is it Kena? Kena.
Yeah.
Kena?
That's how I've
I
heard it
doubt
said.
everything now.
Moana.
Moana. All right. Returnal, Death Stranding Director's Cut, Jordan,
Cheating.
and Deathloop.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, we accept.
All those are pretty solid.
None of us are huge PS5 players here. I'm
None of us. Oh, except
actually
for,
3. You're the only one
Yeah,
that doesn't
you're
own a
the only one
PS5.
that-
Please
yeah,
leave.
I just realized that mid sentence and I got really sad.
Jordan's gonna go cry himself to
PS5s are more
sleep
available than
now.
you think, people, if you're in the audience, they're more available than you think. Check your local stores.
You just have
I
to
know,
keep
I
trying.
just-
That's all it is.
I had to get a new
Yeah.
laptop, so I couldn't like justify
Yeah.
getting a PS5 on top of that.
That's
It's
Yeah.
just like
fair.
I keep hearing things in different communities of like, oh, Final Fantasy 16 has been delayed or might not come out this year. I have more time to get a PS5 in stores. Like, it's fine. Just keep checking. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't played too many of these actually, despite owning a PS5. Ratchet and Clank is the only one I've had a chance to actually check out personally.
I've
Um,
seen Ratchet and Clank and Death Stranding here
Hmm.
in my apartment. Death Stranding seems really interesting and gorgeous on the PS5, Jordan.
Also insane.
I am not a patient human, like, at all. So this like slow walking nonsense is not my.
Oh yeah,
jam.
no, it's very very methodical. Like you have
Yeah.
to really be into that, and it gets like doubly methodical when like when it actually comes to the whole like building of certain structures, because like some of the more like demanding ones, like bridges and roads and stuff,
That
require
your
a lot of
multiplayer pals are
materials.
building for you.
Well, you could build roads.
It was funny.
Other people can load materials into the and get them set up and like build them for you, but they also need to be maintained over time because of the time fall, which is the rain that ages things in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It could like slowly deteriorate the stuff you build, so people have to like consistently go in and like add materials to it, or like just keep things like upkept. So if you're like searching for stuff to like those said materials, which you also need to like fabricate equipment and stuff, it's like, again, it's like I probably spent like 3 hours today just like running around and like getting materials.
Yeah.
um,
Which like that's my jam. You like, put me in Minecraft and that's all I'm doing is digging. I don't want to build anything. I will find you all the things.
yeah,
But
then Dana, this is right for as long as you can, get like through,
but I want to
spook
run while I'm
zones.
doing it.
Well, you can run. You can also get a motorcycle, which doesn't work very well on rocky
Because of
terrain
course you
and
can,
kind of,
because it's Norman Reedus.
yeah, it's gonna
Contractually
be-
obligated butt shots and
Yeah.
motorcycles.
Basically, this is
baby?
the game that was meant for me. No?
You can rock a baby if you want to.
No, there's enough of that in real
You
life.
can.
We need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. I've got those.
But this
But the
one's like a
winner,
perpetual baby. It's
our
like
winner
doesn't
was
age.
Deathloop. Lane is chilling here in our chat. This is gonna be a little delayed though. He, I believe, is the one that reviewed it. His words were, "It won't be a game for everyone. However, if you're a fan of sandbox-style titles, or if you just like games like Dishonored, Deathloop is a familiar feeling
I thought
experience."
Zuby did that one.
The
Is it?
Zuby,
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Lane originally was going to, and I made this up. Anyway,
Lane
Zuby
picked it up
said
on
these
PC, I
words, not
remember.
Lane. Scratch that. Anyway, a familiar feeling experience presented in a unique way that makes it feel fresh and fun to play, and that was not Lane. I'm sorry. Because
Hmm.
he was
We'll forgive
un
you.
PS5'd, is what he just said. He was un PS5'd. Zuby does
From
make
all
good
the
words.
from all the first-hand accounts I've heard from Deathloop, it sounds like a really good experience.
Mhm.
Really
Mhm.
cool concept that they pulled off really well with strong performances and
Brendan,
you know,
weren't you just
it's
saying you were like, I have that. I should play
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah,
want
I
to
did
play
say that.
that. So we'll have to bug him a little harder to do so. Um, our next up is best Xbox game,
speaking
which
of shallow categories. I mean,
hey man, hey man, there are some. Although I will say some of these are when they came out were for Xbox. I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of them is not just for Xbox now. Although I think everything for Xbox is also not just for Xbox now. I'm so
the
confused.
true list of exclusives is very very short.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we have the Artful Escape, which is actually on Game Pass right now. Forza Horizon 5,
Also on Game Pass.
Sable, Psychonauts 2, and Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite was our winner.
Did you just say Fable?
Sable.
Say,
Oh,
With an
Sable. I was like,
S.
wait a minute.
I don't know who Fable
Fable.
is. My name is Sable.
I love Fable.
Yeah.
I will fight you all when that comes out.
Mr. Snrub.
I will fight everybody.
Guy Incognito. Yeah, interesting category. Like I said, shallow contention here, but Forza and Halo made strong arguments. Actually, both are pretty fun experiences, and of
Yep.
course, having it all on Game Pass because I'm pretty sure at least 3 of these are on Game Pass. I'm not sure about Sable and Psychonauts too, but a lot of them are just there if you want to check them out. Even so, like you don't have to have much skin in the game. If you have Game Pass, you can just pop them in and see if you like them.
I dig it. I'm so sad. Like I'm the Xbox girl here, and I have played not a one of those. I don't think I've ever been one for well, lately for Xbox exclusives,
Mhm.
but it is my system of choice. Uh, moving on to best Nintendo Switch game.
Yeah, the only category that matters.
We'll see what you say about that.
Uh-oh.
So we've got Dusk. We've got Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
freak out that time.
Nailed it.
We've got I hope that I'm here 10 years from now still saying that for some reason, and you still say nailed it every time. Mario Party Superstars,
Okay,
Tetris Effect Connected, and Metroid Dread was our winner.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
All right, yeah.
Mhm.
This is a logical category. I
Well-
will say Tetris Effect Connected got a 10 out of 10 from our reviewer, but this isn't just based on single reviews, it's based on our community as a whole.
Yeah, but
And yeah.
isn't Tetris Effect, correct me if I'm wrong on Connected, but like it's not exclusively a Switch game, is it? Or
Tetris
like
Effect has been on PS4.
I believe, now I'm going to go Google and see if I'm a big liar. When we listed it when it came out, it was just on Switch, but again, could totally have been wrong. Tetris, if I could spell Tetris, then we'd win. Then we'd
Tetris
win.
itself is a 10 out of 10 game concept period. So it's got a strong base just of what it is.
Okay, so that's not it. Now it's just saying Tetris Effect. I don't know where I got my information. I could be completely wrong. Yeah, it says it's on Steam now. But when we listed it when it came out, it was just on Switch at the time.
Okay,
So
so
I don't know what's happened since then, or
I
if I
just
was
looked it
completely
up.
wrong.
So basically, Connected is, I guess you could say, quote unquote, exclusive to the Switch because it's an upgraded version
Okay.
of Tetris Effect, which features a multiplayer mode where you could like connect your like switches to make like different
Ah,
like boards. So, but it is still in effect just Tetris Effect.
Uh-huh.
I did not mean to do that.
Yes, you
there
did.
you go. I like it. Anywho.
But I would definitely say, yeah, like out of everything that came out, I guess that was exclusive or like
Mhm.
because when you're talking about best like Nintendo game, realistically you're talking about like the big Nintendo players, right? And I wouldn't give any award to 3D World. um I can see why Mario Party Superstars made the list, because nostalgia.
Mhm.
Um, even though I still say that as much as I like, have a soft spot for like the Halloween board from Mario Party 2 and some of the games from the earlier Mario Parties, it bugs me that they kind of followed up from Super Mario Party, which was like still think is a really really good game, based like from the last stock from like Mario 2 to 10, or whatever was on the Wii U that had just been complete garbage. Um, because not only was it a very balanced Mario Party game, it felt like it was genuinely designed with the Switch in mind. Like it's a lot faster, it's a lot more like easy to play. It like it's a lot like easier to jump into for like any player, and it's just like it feels like it belongs on the Switch. Superstars is kind of just like, hey, remember all those games you love? Here they are again.
We did
Like,
it.
you know, but
Cutting all the chaff off, really.
Mhm.
well, yeah, but still,
Yeah.
it is still the greatest hits album. Whereas Super Mario Party felt like the revival of the band.
Yeah. Greatest
Um,
hits albums have their place too, though. Yeah.
but Nintendo gets a little too comfortable with those greatest hits albums, especially when Mario Party became involved.
True.
Um, but yeah, like out of all the stuff that really did come out exclusively by Nintendo, I would say as much as it like and I said my piece on Dread, like as much as I love it, it's not perfect. It definitely was the best like Nintendo
Yeah.
game to come out this year, like hands
That's
down.
fair.
Our last exclusive, again, I'm going to say exclusive at the time of release because I'm not 100% confident anymore. Everybody's got me shaken. Was our best PC game. So we had Solar Ash, Diablo 2 Resurrected, Final Fantasy 5 Pixel Remaster, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, and then the winner was Age of Empires 4, which I know
Nice.
now has been, I think it was on Game Pass if I'm not mistaken, but when I
It's
went
Game
to
Pass, but
find it.
only PC still.
Oh, but okay, see, I can't keep track.
Game Pass PC.
Yeah, I know, it hurts my brain. I can't. Like I said, I can't. I actually
Fine.
haven't played any of these games personally. I've seen a little bit of Diablo and Sherlock because they happened in my home.
I think Sherlock's now on PS5 as well.
See,
Is that right?
look, it made a liar out of me. Everything's changing.
No one could live at this speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this seems like a open and shut case. Like as much as I enjoy the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster series that's going on right now, I wouldn't say it's the best PC games to come out this year. So
Mm-hmm.
nominations are good, but Age of Empires is a classic PC franchise, though, and I don't think it works on anything else but PC. So, what better to win
Yeah.
this category than something that can only
And I
be
think
done?
the team did a really good job with that one.
Woo. I
It's one
want
of
to
our
play
perfect
Age of
tens of the year,
Empires.
too, believe it or
Mm-hmm.
not.
It is.
How many
Find that
perfect tens did we
list
give out
in
this
a couple
year?
weeks.
Not very many.
11 is the answer.
11.
We gave it 11 perfect 10s this year across movies, games, and tech. And one TV show. The more, the more you know. I'm just
The
going to
more
keep
you
saying
know.
that today. The more you know. And we do have a fun Hall of Shame list coming up, too. Spoiler alert, we gave out 2 2s. 2 2s.
Two
One was
twos.
one being the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, correct?
Jacob 2-2.
No, that was not a 2. I don't
That
even
wasn't a
think
2?
that's on the worst of list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
think about
Weird.
that.
How is that? How is that possible?
I have to double check. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I don't recall seeing it.
It's broken, but it's not the most broken thing I've seen.
It could be worse.
5 out of 10.
Mhm.
I mean, it definitely was playable, if for nothing else. It was a mess, but it was
Depending on the
a
system you're talking
playable
about,
mess.
I heard the Switch was real bad.
The Switch was really bad. But was it this? Yeah, the Switch version I think was definitely the
The
worst.
slowest. It had really bad frame rates.
Yeah, the PS4 version I heard was really bad. It had the really bad rain effects and everything.
They all did.
It was a hack job, like top to bottom.
I played San Andreas on Switch, and the worst part was some of the models are just not done well. There was one scene where CJ and someone else are getting kind of heated, and someone butts in the conversation, and his fingers are super long, Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to like break the fight up, but he's got Wolverine claws, just his fingers, just yeah.
The
And
best-
his faces are just like eyebrows
Yeah.
are like
Oh my
scrunched
gosh.
down in. Like, how do
the
you
best
see?
the best one I saw too was like it's like when in like the early missions you have to go into like the pizza place and there's a guy sitting there like eating the pizza. They're just supposed to be these like nothing models, right, that were like put in the game, but because they're also like hyper detailed, he's like holding the pizza and he's just like
Oh my gosh.
like he's just got this dumb gormless face.
It strikes me that they didn't adjust the models for the new engine or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
like whatever changed the rate under the hood, they didn't adjust the cutscenes actions to. Fit.
Yeah, no.
So
Oh my
people
gosh.
are definitely acting super embellished when they shouldn't be, and Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
Just an aged game in general.
Well,
too, right? Like,
I mean, but like yeah, like just how much they left up to like AI and algorithms, right? Because there was that other really dumb thing with the metal donut in San Andreas, where it was supposed to be, it was for one of the hardware stores. It's supposed to be like a lug nut. But
Mhm.
because they like ran everything through like AI, like auto smoothers and everything, it just becomes this metal donut, and it doesn't work.
so the moral of the story is to use AI as a baseline and then go in and fine tune.
The moral of the story is, yeah, if you're gonna redo something, fucking redo it.
And on the same note, just quickly on remasters, if you're going to remaster Shin Megami Tensei 3, fix the audio.
No, don't fix the
because-
audio. It's perfect. Leave it alone.
No, because the music is super compressed to fit on a PS2 disc.
Yes.
It doesn't exist only in this form. There are soundtracks you can buy that are sound perfect and lossless. And they went with the PS2 audio for some reason. Even on the PS4, I could see maybe leaving it on the Switch because you don't have cartridge space. They just left the super compressed music in, so it sounds like hot garbage.
Yeah, Chris, that's called legacy
Nostalgia?
sounds. Yeah.
Like, yeah. I wouldn't want to touch it and ruin the ambiance. Game looks super smooth and good, but it sounds like it's been running through 5 like toilet paper rolls or something.
I don't know.
It's-
You guys
Yeah,
don't all
that
play
was
your
the
video games
2000s,
on
Chris.
mute with like good Charlotte in the background, like I did as a teenager. That's the only way. What is this game sound
you
nonsense?
should bring that back, actually. Yeah.
To Mario Party. That is how I teenaged. Thank you very much.
Anyways, I think
Anywho.
we've gone a little long today, so we'll just move into our wrap up segment then. Thanks for tuning in this week, especially if you're watching us on Twitch or on the replay. Let us know what you think about the video format. See if we'll keep using this. It's been kind of fun. I don't know about you guys, but
It's
I'm
fun.
enjoying it.
It's neat.
Jordan might
Let's see
not like
people's
us
faces.
later for editing, but
No, I mean, it still should be all in one. It's still the same tracks. It should be fine.
it'll be interesting.
these
You
are some
guys-
very problems.
Podcast people are gonna get some fun stuff.
I made notes.
If you'd like to read more on these topics and more, you can find full coverage at cgmagonline.com. Be sure to follow CG Magazine on all the socials. Just search for CG Mag and you should find us. We also have a new email inbox where you can send questions and comments for us to address on the air, which is podcast@cgmagonline.com. Subscribe to us here on Twitch. And as for where you can find the rest of us, Brandon, where can people catch you?
Bfry26 on all the socials.
All of them. Jordan.
Literally everyone.
Literally.
I made you big on camera when you did that. Oh, that was such great timing.
We talked about this last week. You have to be more careful because Parlor exists.
Oh, well, I mean, Someone may have made a version of me in there. Who knows?
A
It's
version.
true.
It's a different
knows?
Brendan from a different time.
Jordan
It's his
from
future
Blind
self
Pig.
coming back to warn us.
Oh,
Don't get
oh
on
my
Parlor.
gosh.
So the version of Parlor, the version of me that's on Parlor, is warning us about being on Parlor. Is that what
Yeah,
you're?
he has
Okay.
to come. He has to exist to come back to warn you. That's how time works.
That's how time
Don't
works.
give James
Thank
Cameron
you.
ideas for Terminator sequels. All right, he will make that.
About
There
me
are
being on
2
Parlor.
rules in my
Well, maybe
house.
not you specifically, but it's John Connor or
Someone
something.
be
Who knows?
on
Who cares?
Parlor.
2 rules in my house. We don't talk about Batman and we don't talk about time travel. They always start a fight. So don't warn him. Let him suffer. All right?
It all depends on whether or not you subscribe to multiverse theory.
Oh god. The
On that note,
multiverse means
I hate
Jordan,
everything
you.
now.
I
Jordan,
hate
where
you.
can people find your essays on multiverse theory?
Jordan, where are you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Ninja X Jordan. You can also find me on YouTube at Ninja Jordan Reviews.
Ooh.
And Dana?
That's me. I am at the Dayna Eileen on most places. So DaynaEileen. If I'm not, then it's probably just Dayna Eileen and no the. I will note for anybody listening to the podcast, our Twitch is CG Magazine as well. For some reason, it's real hard to find through Twitch, but if you Google Twitch CG Magazine, you find it really easily. I don't
That's
know
really
why.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty much
Twitch
my
is real
life.
dumb, but
Twitch hates me. It's fine.
yeah.
Chris, where you at?
You can also find me on Twitter at Hoogathy. That's HOOGATHY, or here on Twitch at Guild2Taps.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, that's gonna do it for us for this week. Stay safe out there. Get your boosters, wear your masks, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye bye.
I'll wave now because we're on video.
Wave. Queen's wave, everyone.